Trying to see. What's up, everybody? What's happening? If you get a chance to see this, I just wanted to come on real quick. This is my first time going live streaming on YouTube. I came from the TikTok world, and started learning more about YouTube. I used to come over here and do live like music shows, and nobody showed up. I'd be on here for 4 hours straight. Nobody come in the room. But on TikTok, I was doing some good things. But anyway, I just want to come on here and say thank you guys for 10,000 subscribers. I have 5 members. It's been fun making fun of stuff, talking shit, having a good time with everybody. I've enjoyed it 100%. You guys say some of the funniest shit in the comments. I'm always working my butt off, so I rarely get a chance to comment. But you become a member, I'll make your comments focus on you more often. And you can check it. Just hit join, and you'll see what all is available. I love facts. That's just what it is. And I'm gonna try and read what you guys are saying. My first YouTube live. Oh, nice. Yes, I called it. You did call it. I got 10,000 today. I appreciate that. So I'm not used to TikTok, my YouTube, because YouTube to me is always delayed when you're doing a live stream, and I feel like I'm talking to you, and I turn around, I'm still talking to you. It's kind of crazy, but I'll get used to it. I get used to everything else. But I'm telling you, these comments and these things that happen all the time, it's insane. Some of these people, I never thought in my lifetime I would hear people say some of the stuff they say. It's like they don't listen to what they say before they say it. They just say shit. You be sitting there like, what? What did you just say? Repeat that shit, please. Try and say it again. And I dare you. What is it like the movie? I triple dog dare you. But, I promise you, half the time they can't repeat the shit they say because it didn't make sense the first time. But what is it? 10K found you about a month ago from a recommendation from Political Tabitha. Thank you, S. Oliver. I appreciate you. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been a ride. I was on TikTok. I've been on TikTok since the pandemic. I started out with just teaching people about, it was called Black Brilliance on the B-side. So I talked about Black brilliant people in American history, things that I was never taught in school. And, we all had time during COVID. But we was at home, working from home and everything, you had to see everything, So I started just researching and say, you know what? I hated history growing up as a kid because it was always something, negative. It wasn't nothing but slavery, more slavery, fighting, dying, slavery. And I was like, I didn't want to hear that shit anymore. And then I started researching all the brilliant Black people in history. And man, as a grown man, I was 40-something at that time, 48, 49. I broke out in tears. I was like, what? We did this? We did that? How many of you guys knew we had our own car company, the Patterson car, and it's some of the most amazing things that my very first venture into telling the truth. It was a venture telling the truth about Black people in America. I'm looking at your comments. Thank you. But then after that, I traveled on to just talking about the truth and everything. That's been my North Star, is telling the truth and getting the truth, even if it hurts, because that's the only foundation in which you can actually learn something by. I've always realized that you can't do anything with lies. I mean, lies can't lift you. They can only tear you down because you have no factual basis in which to grow from. It's like having like toxic soil. Nothing produces out of toxic soil. The truth is the fertile soil, which we learn and grow and build. This technology wouldn't exist if it wasn't based in truth. If it's based in lies, we wouldn't have cell phones. We have something else. You know what I mean? So a lot of people, I think, At some time in history, people realized that they just weren't bright. And that the only way, instead of working hard and pulling themselves up by their mental bootstraps, they decided to cheat and start making alternative facts so they can get on the same level as those people who actually put the work in. And that to me is insane. You have no factual basis, and all those people who work their asses off, you want to jump in front of them with nonsense. What the hell is that? And, I've had comments here recently. I got one today that I was going to explain in text, but in the comment section, but it was too long to explain. One of the guys, I'm not going to mention his name, he started talking about the video that I made about Stephen A. And his question was, and I couldn't tell if he was black or not or whatever race because he had like a little T. You'll see it in the comment section where he talks about, we as Democrats or liberals or people who are not considered Republican that are black, there's no validity on our side because we're against everything that these Republicans who are black say and call them, sellouts and so forth. I want people to understand the true history of politics in this country for black people. We used to be Republicans. Yes. And the thing is that a lot of times what people do is they don't give black people credit for the reason of where they stand. They literally think that we're just sheep, when in actuality, the people who leave are sheep because they're following something with no foundation. They're just following blindly. Ask yourself, when's the last time that the Republican Party ever created any kind of bill that benefited black people? Now, we're not stupid. We understand politics is about helping all people. That's why Martin Luther King was helping poor white people, poor Latin people, poor Asian people, black people, immigrants. He was helping us all. But see, everybody thinks he was just helping black folk. And that wasn't the real deal for him. He was helping all folks because he knew if he just focused on black, nobody would give a damn. He had to lump everybody who was a minority outside of rich white people so that they can see that the enemy was really rich white folk and nobody else. They're the ones pitting us against each other. And that's what the problem was. As long as we have division, nobody wins. And that's what the top 1% want, to always be divided. So when this man was talking about black people, he said his phrasing was that we don't go against democratic policies or philosophies, so therefore we're considered sellouts. I want you guys to understand something. The way he phrased that lets you know more than what he actually said. Because I don't believe he understands how he said it actually describes what the hell he really thinks. He's asking, why do people who are black that go against democratic policies and philosophies? Well, sir, you're really talking about what black people are going against. Give us something to go for. That's the problem. You're dealing with what we should be going against. What about Democrats that we should be going against? What's their philosophy? Because I really want to know, in all honesty, what is the Republican policy that black people should be going for? See, it's so easy with negativity in this world. People are drawn to negativity. When positivity rears its head, people usually disappear. They don't want to hear it. Why? Because too positive is something they don't like. If you realize humanity is really drawn to drama. Check out what you watch on TV. Drama. If you hear all this good stuff and life is going great, you turn the channel because you're trying to find somebody or something that's going through shit worse than you so that you can feel better. Now, that's not all of us, but that's a lot of us. And oftentimes we don't check ourselves. You'll find yourself wanting negativity and asking yourself, why is everything so negative around me? Because you're drawn to it. You're quick to go to the negative than you ever will go to the positive. So when this individual is asking me in the comment section, why am I not going, or why, well, better yet, why are people who go against democratic policies and philosophies considered sellouts? And my question to you, sir, is Why are you looking for people to just go against a policy or a philosophy without offering something better? What is the philosophy or policy in the Republican Party that benefits black folk? And there you'll find your reason why black people call black people who go to a place where black people aren't wanted or respected and say that they're somehow free thinkers. No, you're stupid. Because only a dumb person will go somewhere where people don't want them and expect to be accepted. And if they don't get accepted, like what's his name? Tim, who's trying to marry a white woman and knowing he's gay so that he can appease white people and become wealthy and keep his wealth and his status. Accept who you are. No, can't do that because they won't accept me. Step into your own brilliance. The hell with what people accept. The sooner you get to a place where you love yourself and accept yourself, and when people don't, the hell with them. But see, these people who go over there, they try to conform to be accepted. And the moment those people push them the fuck out for saying something that they don't like, they often back into the black community, trying to be black again. I was never not black. No, we didn't say that. You just weren't for black people. Ask yourself this real quick. What are these Republicans who are black, what do they have to offer other black people to come over to their side other than talking shit about Democrats? Calling them sheep and calling them not free thinkers, and you just going with vote blue no matter who type of shit. Why do they say that but never tell you what is on the other side that's better for black people? What's over there? Tell us what's over on the Republican side that's good for us. You never have that. The only thing you have is what's not good for us on the Democratic side. This is not good for you. This is not good for you. This is not going to help. What's not going to help? The policies that they're writing for us. So you got to understand something. And this is one thing that I trip off with everybody. When a person becomes a president, no matter Democrat or Republican, their goal is not to just help black people, just help white people, just help Latin people. See, if black people were united to some degree, we could come to some kind of consensus of the things that we actually fucking want. And if we are on the same side, despite what party, we could win it. But see, the division is what gets us in a situation where we can't win shit. And then when we do win stuff, we got black people on the Republican side calling it bad, even though you know your black ass wanted it. You just can't say that and live in that party. I mean, keep it factual. Don't lie. I'm going to go to some of you guys. I won't ignore y'all. On Tony Michael's podcast, you're funny and a smart motherfucker. We love you. Thank you. I appreciate you. GOP has no policies. They have no policies for us. Tell me. This is one. I've been in debates with Republicans throughout my whole life. And I asked them the question, what does conservatism mean? And each one of them had a different understanding of what conservatism meant. And different areas varying. Conservatism, fiscally conservative. Then I go and ask them, I said, when was the last time a Republican was fiscally conservative? Do you understand every Republican that's been in the office has blown up our deficit? Now you understand that they don't balance anything. They just give money away and they say they want small government. Now ask yourself, if a party has ride or died on small government, is small government controlling a woman's body? Or is that like gigantic government? So how can you profess to want small government, but then go the opposite way and still consider yourself conservative? You guys don't make any sense. You're contradictive. All it is that whatever you want, you're willing to lie to get it. Even going back and forth. Look at Lindsey Graham. This fool don't win. Here's the fence. This fool keep hopping that shit. I'm like, dude, where do you stand? You don't. You fall for everything. So you stand for nothing. Ask yourself, on the Democratic side, how often does the Democrats bounce back and forth from what they believe? The Democrats are the party of law and order, always have been. But Republicans claim it. Why? Because it's something they can use as a tool to get people to vote for them. When have they had any real law and order? Look what's happening to Donald Trump. You guys were the law and order party. And here it is, Donald Trump's breaking every law, and you're against police. Hell, you guys bitch and moan about Black Lives Matter, talking about we need to defund the police. And what y'all doing now? Soon as the law goes against you, you want to defund not only the police, the FBI, the CIA, the government. I'm like, oh, wow. So I thought you stood for something, but it seems like you've fallen for everything. One man got you to destroy your whole platform. The Republicans don't stand for shit. You fall for everything. You got a woman in office, MTG, who swears up and down she's seen Jewish space lasers. I ain't never heard of such a thing. And why does she claim that it's a Jewish? Why couldn't it be a white space laser? Why couldn't it be an Asian space laser? Where the hell did she come up with this shit? I ain't never seen none of it in my lifetime. But you guys would swear up and down that this woman, now you call her crazy. But before you elected this nut job. Do you not see? Why would we trust somebody or a party that will allow nut jobs in and give them validity? Not only give them validity, give them power. Look at Matt Gaetz. This man attacking young girls. And everybody in the Republican Party, especially men, knew about it. And once this nut job messed up everything and made the House Republicans look like total remedial, children, now they're all on radios and TV and shit talking about, yeah, he was. I said, fool, you saw those pictures back then. You are a culprit. You are a accomplice to this shit at this point. You can't tell me you knew that young girl should have been saved a long time ago, and once he pissed you off, now you want to save young women. Get the hell out of here. You don't care about people. You care about dollars, and it makes no fucking sense. What do you think about, when you guys talked about you guys were so, Republican? I told my friends about the conservatives. They said, oh, yeah, Christianity. We're good Christians. And no, you're not. How can you be good Christians and you're sitting here loving on Donald Trump, who is the total opposite of everything Christ-like? Everything Christ-like. Ain't nothing about this man Christ-like. And you guys, oh, he's the second coming. What? What? And even if you're a Republican who never believed that, you allowed your party and people like Paula White to say that and not combat it. You sat there on your hands and thumbs and kept your mouth zipped up and allowed your party to become the most insane party to ever grace American government. Our enemy, Russia. You got these Republicans talking about Russia like it's their great step uncle or some shit. They so fond of this dude. And I'm like, what? Didn't America isn't that like one of our nemesis? That's one of our enemies. Why are y'all talking about them as if there's somebody we should care about? It makes no sense to me. You stood for something. At least we thought you did. Until Donald Trump made you fall for everything. The only thing that Republicans, since I've been a child, I haven't been able to vote, have stood by, there's only one thing: abortion. This is what you've wanted for over 50 years, for this to be overturned. There's nothing else that you stood for that you still stand on. And you want people to go to your party? The party of shift and lies and change? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying Republicans don't lie, but I'm going to tell you this. Ever since I was a person who started voting till now, Democrats really hasn't wavered about the way they do shit. It's Republicans that have changed every freaking cycle. They've changed into something else. They're a different type of party. They start losing, they're a different type of party. They start losing, they're a different type of party. They can't win. They start to go with lies and everything they used to believe in, they can't believe in anymore. Why? Because it's not a winner for them. Well, hell, why don't you go back to making some fucking sense, and maybe you'll start winning some shit. But no, you rather stand on lunacy to try and win some kind of candidacy. Just lunacy. Everything you guys state can be rebutted with facts. And it's not hard. 5 minutes of research, and you can find that most of the stuff that you guys utter are complete lies. No foundation of truth. And it's scary how these people from overseas, these Republicans who want power, these rich people can get you guys suckered into going against your own personal interests. You know something? Instead of me thinking about this guy asking, instead of me thinking about something that was against Democrats or against Democrat philosophies, why not think about what's good policy for me and my people, and you do the same? And maybe we could come together on some of the things that we all like and feel like will work for us. There's enough for all of us. If you believe in God or anything like that, isn't he a God of abundance? So why do you think everything is so scarce? That tells me right there you don't even believe in the own faith that you say you believe in. He's supposed to be a God of abundance, but somehow you act like everything we can't do. Why? Because you're greedy. You want it for you. It's amazing how every time politicians tell us we don't have enough money to do that for these people, they need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. We don't have enough money for this. We don't have money for that. When the pandemic happened, how the hell did everybody get a check? I thought we didn't have enough money for that. The way they spoke, if all of us got a check, America should have just crashed. But somehow, for 2 straight years, people were getting PPP loans, millions of dollars that was forgiven, not paid back. Half the freaking Republicans and Democrats who got loans for their businesses and so forth didn't have to pay them back. So how did America survive? We're so struggling. But then when it comes down to the nuts and bolts of every human being needing opportunity so that they can be able to provide for their families, oh, we're too scarce. We don't have it. What? What do you mean? Give people raises. What? Can't do that. You gave people raises for doing nothing for 2 years straight. You can't take the cost or the price of per hour to $20 for everybody? Yeah, you can. You don't want to. Quit lying to the Americans that it's not there. It's there. Somehow it appears when we need it, when we're in dire straits. But on everyday life, it's invisible. The problem people have with TikTok and apps like YouTube and stuff like that is that too many of us are getting the truth out. And all politicians, Republican, Democrat, Independent, don't want that because it makes their job harder. And that's what we need to do. Make them work hard for us. They're making $100,000 a year. They should be working hard. You work harder than that, and some of y'all make $50,000 a year. And you work 10 times harder. Look how the House worked compared to all the House parties, the leaders of the party over the past decade or two, or let's just say the last 10 Congresses. This House is the absolute worst, yet they still got the same amount of money, if not more, because they get raises. They put in a lot of work. These people got the same check, went on vacation a lot. But you can't give people who are laying brick and cement, busting their ass out in the sun, $20 an hour. Bullshit. It's bullshit. Yeah. All these people. Like I said, poverty doesn't know. You're right, Cynthia. Poverty doesn't know any code. That's why I say Martin Luther King was working on poverty with white, black, Latin, poor man's campaign. Another black man leading, putting his life on the line for poor people of all races. And then you have a lot of the poor white people voting against their own self-interest If they rode and died alongside Martin Luther King, poor white people would have a better opportunity today, as well as all other people. We would have a coalition of the 99% against the 1%. But no, you know what's more important than you and your family getting economic relief? You feeling like you're better than somebody else just because of your race. You find comfort in being privileged than economically sound. Comfort in being privileged than economically sound. That's your problem. Once you let go of racism and start to fight along those who are in the same fucking situation that you're in, you can win. But as long as you divide yourself with being privileged, and just because white people are in power, you're empowered over other people, that's when you're going to stay the same and be happy doing it. That's why Donald Trump became president. Because white people wanting to have privilege and power stuck with the man that gave them what they want. Not economic power, racial power. Did you not notice once Trump got in how racist it became? But yet they called that division, they put it on Obama. When Obama was president, I wasn't called the N-word every other day or treated differently. I didn't see any Karens when Obama was president. It's once Obama left that these racists start showing their ass. It wasn't Obama who brought racism into this. It was Trump and his minions and those who voted for him. Then they tried to blame it on the black man. Black man didn't do anything but help people. See, a lot of y'all don't quite understand. This black man had a white mom. And his white mom died not having the greatest of insurance. And he saw that. And he wanted that for his mother, which was a white woman. But he had a black face trying to get it for all people. See, there was more to Obama than everybody tried to be. Oh, he's like, oh, he's just doing this stuff for black. He did that for his mom, who was white, and also for black people that he met when he helped them out when he used to work the streets in New York, and Chicago, and was out there helping them fight for their rights. He was a leader out there helping them win for themselves. Then you have a racist dude that didn't give a shit about anybody, white, black, Latin, poor people. He didn't even pay his bills. He was a deadbeat business person, deadbeat dad, deadbeat husband, and y'all promoted him to the biggest and the powerful person on the planet. For what? Not because he had any kind of knowledge or any kind of guts or any kind of loyalty to America. He made you feel white again. And that made you feel powerful again. And that's what it was about. If it wasn't, why do we become so racist after he came in? And all these racist white people calling in on black people. All these black people dying from the hands of racist-ass white people under Trump. But it wasn't happening under Obama as much. All this when people talk about crime was crazy under Trump. Asian people getting jumped just because they were Asian, China flu and all that bullshit. Under Trump, everybody was getting all kind of crimes happening to them. Muslim people were, because he's trying to have a Muslim ban. Y'all soon forget the crap that this man caused just because you want to go back to white power at any cost. You gave up everything you believed in, Republicans, everything. Now that you got your Roe versus Wade overturned, where your morals lie now? You can't go back to what you used to be because you gave that shit up for one fucking policy. And that one policy is helping you to lose almost every freaking election after that. And I don't feel bad for you. I'm happy for you. You deserve everything you get. And I hope you guys get your asses beat this November. All across the board. And my progressives out there, start voting for progressive Democrats. Quit trying to make a president that's a progressive a president now. Hell, the Democrats and Republicans don't get along. You think they're going to care about a progressive? He'll never get nothing done in office. Play the game the way it was meant to be played. Get in there. Change it from the inside out. Get progressive House members, Congress, locally, state, and in the federal, and that's how you start to change it. Then look for you a progressive president so that you can get something passed and get things working for you. I don't know what to say to conservatives. You guys don't have a backbone, so there's nothing about y'all that anybody can stand with. What's your policy that people can stand on? What you got? Abortion. You can't say conservative. There's nothing about you conservative. Not fiscally. Nothing. So that platform blown up with Trump. Boom. As if it was ever there, but Trump put a spotlight on it. And that's one thing I thank Donald Trump for. He put a spotlight on the Republicans not having an actual platform. Not actually having any standards. Trump could not do what he did to the Republican Party, to the Democratic Party, because the Democrats have a foundation in which they stand on. You don't have to like everything, but the shit is solid. Republicans don't have a foundation. That's why someone like Donald Trump, whose family members say this dude paid to get his education, dumb as a brick, and he outsmarted your entire party. And you want people to vote for that weakness? People who can't stand on their own 2 feet? People who walk around with badges and shit with Trump on it. You idolizing this man. I don't idolize Biden. I want him to do stuff for me, and I know he can't do everything that I want because he got to help everybody else. But if I have 2 or 3 things that I want passed, he passed them, he did me right. Now help out Latin people, help out Asian people, help out poor white people, get them something. But I got what I wanted, and my vote was worth it. But I am not sitting here thinking that he's going to do everything for the black community. And I talk to my brothers and sisters, we need to come together and unify around what we want for our community. It doesn't have to be the antithesis or taking something away from everybody else's community. We just need to have something that we want collectively and fight for it. Poor white people would do the same. Middle class people, white, black, and Latin, would do the same. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as we're not trying to take away from each other and just trying to add on to one another. But it's too much division. I can get shit and you can get shit, and I don't have to take from you. I can actually fight for you to get what you're looking for. As long as you're fighting for me too. That's how politics should work. But instead, rich people want y'all fighting so they can get the best. Do you understand? Let me give you some stats here real quick. Rich people get more welfare than any middle class or poor person will ever get in their lifetime. And they'll get it in 1 year. And will go out and talk about pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps when they're stealing from you every day. They get tens of millions of dollars to build businesses that'll fail and don't have to pay it back. And at the same time, you understand that America is really built, well, economically on the small business, right? Small businesses have to go out and get loans. They got to pay back. And if they don't pay it back, their business is gone. They living on the street. But you'll give rich people a shit ton of money to blow off and ask them never to pay it back. The shit that happened with the PPP loans, that shit happens to major businesses every year. They get tens of millions of dollars to start businesses that may or may not make it. And before they break ground, they know they ain't got to pay that shit back if they fail. Middle class people, poor people sitting here stressing, pulling their hair out, making sure they can make the bills, these $1,500 or whatever, $2,000 payments they got to make to the government because they got a loan from them. They got to pay their shit back. And if the government decides, we're going to give them, $50, they borrow $50,000 from the government and everything like that. We're going to forget that. Oh, everybody's up in arms. One company gets $2 billion and y'all talking about a $50,000 give back to someone struggling while a rich person don't give a damn and don't even make business. Do you know you see some of these corporate businesses like downtown, stuff like that haven't been built, been sitting there for 2, 3, 4 years? The government don't gave them $10 million. They still ain't completed that business, and they don't owe the money back. No jobs. Business just still sitting there and ain't been built yet. They don't owe that money back. You borrowed $50,000. Try 5 years and not have your business not done yet. They be trying to put you in jail. You need to wake up. Thank you, Cynthia. You need to wake up and realize these people ain't for you. They're against you. And I'm talking about rich white men. They're not for you. And I want to speak to white women for a second. How can they be for you and take the rights away from you? It doesn't make any sense to me. That somebody can literally take the rights away from you and your husband to make decision what's better for you and your family, and you don't have a problem with that. I know many of you do, don't get me wrong, but the ones who don't, I don't get that. Here's the other thing that I think with people is I know the ploy behind it because they're trying to create more white babies because they're afraid of minorities becoming the majority. But other than that, the shit they're trying to sell you, how is you risking your life a benefit to anybody? Most of the time, think about it. They want you to have the babies, but if you can't, and the thing is, think about this for a second. When people who get abortions, it's not an easy task. It's not like they're going to get a massage and it's like every other week. I got pregnant, I'm going to go get a massage and get rid of it. That ain't the case. The majority of people want their babies, but they can't afford them. They're stretched to the core. They got 2 or 3 kids already. Bills barely being paid. They can't afford the baby. They want to give it up for adoption or whatever it may be, or they just want to get rid of it because of the fact that they can't even afford to take care of themselves, to see themselves through, to feed themselves, to see the doctor, to see themselves through the pregnancy. They don't see it financially. And they have to come to the hard decision. It's not easy. These people don't make this decision lightly. These people are depressed, pissed off they got to do it, crying every night. Why don't I have enough money to be able to have this baby? I wish I could have a shitload of money so I can be able to have 12, 15 kids if I wanted to. They're sitting at the kitchen table scrapping, trying to figure out what they're going to eat that night, and they can't afford another baby. And these assholes want to tell them, oh, well, come into your bedroom and tell you, you're going to have it. I'm going to put you in jail. What? So now my whole family's going to get destroyed because we can't afford a baby. And you don't want to give us a raise or any other opportunities to be able to take care of our kids. If you really cared about these people who couldn't afford it, you get rid of the problem. The problem is they can't afford it. So why not make it so that they can? Why not create programs? And Lord knows, Republicans don't want no programs. They don't want nothing to help people, but you want to put them in hell, but you don't want to help them get out of it. You want to create problems for you, but you don't want to help them solve them. But you want their vote. Why don't you create ways so that they don't want to get it and they can afford to keep their child? I guarantee you most of them will keep it at that point. These are hard decisions. The other ones who are getting it is because it's either that baby's life or their own, or the baby's already gone and just sitting inside of them. And you want to put them on blast about how their baby has just died inside of them, and they're depressed as fuck. And on top of that, you're trying to put them through hell with some legal bullshit when they're dealing with family like depression and sadness. you want to add to their problems instead of solving them. And say you got solution. What solution? Put them through more hell? I don't know where people get this idea that people have abortions just for the fuck of it. And that they're just excited to get rid of their baby. No, a lot of hard work and thoughts go into this. And what that family decides is none of your fucking business. Tell a man that if he has more than 3 kids and he's not even that, if he's got kids and he's behind 1 month in back pay, he has to have a forced vasectomy. See that shit disappear quick. 1 month behind, forced vasectomy. That law would never come into play. So why the fuck you mess with a woman's private parts if you don't want your own touched? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. You guys are hypocrites. And if women, white women, Republicans who have some sense, Democrats and the like, rise above that bullshit. Come together and say, you know what, this is what we think we need for us as a people. This is what we think for us as a people. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. We can come to the government and say, this is what we want. And we support the Jewish community for what they want. We support the black community for what they want. And that's what we want. No, y'all in too much of competition trying to knock each other out. Trying to win over somebody. Trying to be closer to white racism than actually dealing with the fact that none of that shit matters if you all losing. You want the appearance of winning without actually winning anything. What good is white privilege if you ain't getting no opportunities for it? You ain't getting no new jobs for it. You ain't getting a new getting different loans for it. Of course you're different than people of color and you're getting better opportunities, but you're still not getting the same opportunities that wealthy people are getting. You're still getting crumbs. And then we're getting your crumbs. But as long as you're getting more crumbs than us, it's okay. But you still bitch and moan about having better middle class stuff, to have more unions or more this, more pensions and all that. Not giving a fuck about those who can't even unionize, can't even get better jobs, can't even get their minimum wage pushed up. If businesses can give subsidies, put it this way, if the government can give subsidies and certain types of grants that are worth tens of millions of dollars to businesses that may not even start up, that haven't even built fully over 2 or 3 years but don't have to pay it back, then think, why can't the government also invest in small business people that they don't have to pay back, but they got to meet certain metrics? And once they meet that certain metrics, more money will show up to help out. Meet those metrics, more money, as long as they create certain amount of jobs. Now that is a way that actual trickle down would actually work. But it's really not trickle down, it's actually trickle up, because you're giving people who are starting an opportunity to rise. And as they rise, they bring people with them. Those that have already risen have forgotten about those who are at the bottom. But those who are on the rise are looking for those people at the bottom to take with them. So if you gave them these grants and loans to start businesses and they started to rise, the economy would be better. Poor people would move into middle class. Middle class would move into a wealthier class. Homelessness and crime will be decreased. But see, nobody thinks that way. You just think about yourself. And you don't think about what we can do to transform the America the way we want to see it. But we're so stuck in division. And therefore we all lose. And the only one that wins is the class that already has it all. Think about this shit for a minute. And then figure out a way to work with your neighbors and people who want and see what they want and fight for each other. And we can win collectively. Just an idea. One solution. I'm sure you guys have many others. But I'm tired of the problems. I want to provide solutions as well as make fun of those stupid things that people make. Because to me, if you're not thinking intellectually and you're just saying some stupid shit just to be saying it because your feelings feel that way, I don't care about this shit. It ain't doing nobody any good but you to hear yourself speak and squawk about what you feel. And you understand what I'm all about. Fuck your feelings. Trickle down doesn't work, never has. It doesn't. Trickle up does. But if you're going to actually do it, you have to give people opportunity. Like I said, people from the bottom. Like here's an example I'm going to give you real quick. And you guys have seen it many a times. Let me get my coffee. Is that I'm going to start a podcast. And a young lady who's making my brand. I got Straight Facts, No Chaser gear coming. And she's making my brand. I wanted to find someone who was young and hungry. And I met up with her, talked to her for a little bit. I'm going to do a podcast. She's going to be the first person that I interview. And the thing is that when I meet young entrepreneurs, they have so much vision for our future. They give me so much hope for the future. They always got a plan or a process to be able to help those behind them because they never had the help from the government or anybody else. They had to do it with doing whatever they had to do, hustle to make it happen. And there are many hustle people don't give a fuck about nobody but themselves. But there are there are a growing number of us, people out here, who had to hustle and realize all I got to do is help the people behind me, and they push me up, and they go behind. If they follow my lead, they push them up, and that's how everything grows. It's only those at the top that try to buy everything you created so they can stop your growth. They can stop the process. Once you build a business and this person buys it for whatever, $3 million, $3 billion, they cut off the flow from all those people down here who are growing along with you. Them being able to be wealthy stops. Only you become wealthy and those who are behind you. But those workers, they start from scratch again, trying to find somebody else to rise. But once people rise together and they keep their business and it grows and grows, these people right here become wealthy too. You create classes just within doing that. And if you start to do it in communities where there's not too many jobs, where they're downtrodden, you can start to revitalize communities. Buy up some of these industries that doesn't have anything in them. They've been closed down forever. Buy up these homes where they're, the roofs are torn, and gentrify the area for your people, not against them. When I mean gentrify, I mean not the traditional way of doing it. I'm talking about people within the community creating business. And within the business, start creating jobs for the people in the community, which gives them an opportunity to be able to start buying up properties in the community because they're affordable, but there's industry close by that's giving them living wages, and therefore they can create better communities. And therefore buy back houses, tear them down, rebuild them, and therefore it's not outpriced or overpriced for them. It's the right price. As they grow, so does the community. It's quite simple. But again, when greed is involved, everything falls apart. And it's on purpose. Because greedy people got to always stay ahead of you. They got to cut you off of the feet so that you don't grow. They want you to stay stagnant because if you grow, it means less to them. That's just how it is. But you have to see it for what it is in order to change it. That's why I say if you don't know the truth, you'll keep perpetuating lies and you'll never grow. You stunt your growth with lies because there's no good soil in lies. You never go anywhere but in circles. But once you find the truth, and that's in anything, there's no way that you would build a foundation in a job if you don't know what the hell you're doing. You have to know what's going on in your job, therefore based in fact. You can't come to work every day as a lawyer and pretend that you're a fry cook and think you're going to get promoted. Makes no damn sense whatsoever. And that's what they got you doing. Believing you're going to get somewhere based off lies. What are you going to get? The foundation has to be truth in order for you to build upon it. And that's what people keep on trying to keep people down with is lies, division, hate, racism, differences. It is what it is. And it would be set America up to grow. Hey, everybody start smoking weed, Linda. I mean, that's one thing. As industries all over the place. There's so many of us having these conversations with any who will listen. Yes, yes. Thank you. I appreciate it. Congratulations. I got 10,000. Yes, yes. Trickle down doesn't work. Nope. I mentioned that. Swifty, what's going on? Congressman, that's right. Phil. President, straight. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate you. Thank you guys for the gift. Thank you for becoming a member of Pumpkin Vision. I appreciate that. I appreciate it very much. Sir, you are making a difference. Thank you. Thank you, Steve. But they make their mistresses get one to keep a seat. VR world, come on now. They always do that. Tell you what not to do and go out and do it themselves. It's insane. Thank you, TK Flanagan. I appreciate it. Avis took her message back. I don't know what you said. Rules for thee, but not for me. You got that right, Azure. Have a baby, but after birth, they don't care what happens. Linda, I'm telling you, they don't care what happens afterwards. And that's what I don't understand. You don't care about life. I don't understand. I've always asked this from a Republican, and they never really give me a straight answer. And if you are one, why do you care how many babies are made when you don't care what happens to them after they're born? You don't create programs to make sure that they're healthy and that they can become productive pieces of people of society. You don't care about that. If you create more babies, they're going to be created in poverty. And what does poverty breed? Crime. And then you're going to bitch and moan about crime is rising. And it's like, wait a minute. You want more people to bring more babies in that they can't afford, and you don't expect one of them children to at least step into the crime world to feed their family? I mean, watch Trading Places. I mean, it's a movie, but there's some realism in it. You put anybody in a situation where economics doesn't work for them anymore, eventually they're going to think of some kind of crime to eat. If you never give them opportunities, which the Republican Party never wants to give opportunity, pull yourself over here by your bootstrap. It's like, dude, there's no such thing. If you don't have any boots nor any straps, how the fuck you pulling them up? And not everybody's created equal. If that's the case, I can sing like Luther Vandross, and I can't. So quit acting like everybody's created equal. They're not. Thank you, Melissa. Whatever you need to hear. Yeah, Trump will tell you whatever you want to hear. And I don't understand. He has nothing that I want to hear. I don't understand what these people want to hear. And they're always speaking in code. They're always talking about other people. And I'm like, dude, why don't you focus on what you bring to the table? You're always talking about what people aren't bringing to the table. What are you bringing to the table? What solution? Y'all saw, I already done gave you solutions today. I'm not talking the shit. I'm walking it. I'm trying to help build opportunities for Black America that we have never had before. Like I told you, I started with Black Brilliance on the B-side, and I learned about brilliant stuff that Black people have done in this country that I did not know before. And almost every story ended up with that Black person's business or idea being taken from them, sold with just a few dollars as it was, or some of them got a few thousand, which today would be pretty good money, but no legacy. Nobody knows of them. It's been wiped clean. You got to dig for it like I did. So I started a company called Black Dollar Fund, and I focused solely on investing in young, or not just young, but Black entrepreneurs, because less than 1% of Black people will ever receive funding from a VC or a bank. Less than 1%. How can you bridge a wealth gap getting 1% of the money as a people? You can't, and they know that. And guess what? They got less than 1% with affirmative action working and DEI working. Take that away. Watch that 1% go down. And tell me how Black people rise after that. It won't. That's why I said people have to come together and fight for each other. When I do this, I'm focusing on black people to lift us, but then I'm building an app to help all people economically because I care about all people, but I'm starting with the least of us until the most of us get helped. That's how we have to do it. That's my solution. Whatever solution you got, put it out there. Thank you, lady. I appreciate you. Or Leah T. If y'all got solutions, put it out there. Nobody's going to know about it. I know your creator, what you believe in, whether it be Christ, Buddha, Allah, it created you as a brilliant soul. And there's something inside of each of us that we should be sharing to make other people's lives better around us. It's not just meant for us. Our life is meant for each other, not just for your kids, my kids too. What I know and what I've learned in my life is not just for my children, my girlfriend, my friends. It's for everybody who is willing to listen and when their ears are open and they're ready to learn. I am a culmination of all the people have crossed my path. And they've been every race, color, creed, everything. I've learned from babies, everything. I've learned. And let me give you a quick example because people are going to be like, you learn from babies? What are you talking about? I'll give you a quick example how you learn from a baby. And this is something some of y'all going to trip off of. Some of you going to be like, I already knew that. When you were a baby and you were learning to walk, and some of you guys may be parents with young kids now, you were learning to walk, right? And as you was learning to walk, your parents were kind of scared. So, uh-oh, he's starting to get up on his feet. All right, cool. So they didn't want to leave you in the room by yourself too long. But, they still had to go cook or do whatever. So every once in a while they peek in, they see, and you be standing up trying to walk, and they be scared. And they come and take you and put you back. Like, how do you do that? All right? Every once in a while, they be in the other room, and they hear boom. And you have that pause because the parent be like, ooh, that sounded bad. You're waiting to hear if a cry comes. Then the cry comes, you running in, and the baby's crying and stuff like that. That baby has seen mom, dad, any other siblings walking, running. That baby believes he or she can do that, even though there's no proof that they can or ever will. They just see you, and they just know they can do it. They get knocked down, beat up, cuts and bruises. That baby will cry like crazy. You'll come and hug him for a while, sing him a song, put him back down, leave the room, and that fool back up doing the same thing. It's not because that child is stupid. It's because that child has faith in him or herself, 100%. That child has no doubts that he or she can do what you're doing because they see you do it, it's possible for me. And no matter how many times I get hurt and knocked down, I'm going to get my little toddler ass up and try it again. They are dedicated to winning at all costs. That's how you learn from a baby, because we often forget how resilient we are. We fall and stay down. If a baby can get his little boo-boo diaper ass up, you can too. And if a baby believes he can win when he doesn't see any way of winning, you can too. You can learn from everything. It's whether you choose to learn or stay stupid. All right. I'm going to get up out of here, y'all. I want to thank y'all with all my heart. 10,000. Thank you guys for all the gifts. I appreciate that. I'm out here trying to do my thing. This is my first super on live. I appreciate that it says celebrate. I'm very appreciative of everybody. You see me talk shit, but that's only because I love the truth. And I don't mean that lightly. I literally love the truth. I'm in love with it. Even if it hurts me, I can't grow unless I learn from whatever it is that's in my life. If I'm not good at something, if you don't tell me the truth, there's no way I'm going to get better because I'm going to think I'm good at it. If I'm not honest, then something's wrong with me. I have to tell the truth. because it doesn't benefit me and it damn sure won't benefit you. So when I confront the truth, yeah. When I confront lies, yeah, I have a sense of like anger or whatever it may seem. I make fun of it. But what I'm saying is, you don't have to lie to me. I can handle it. I'm a big boy. And I'll take it for what it is. It may be your truth, and I may not see it that same way. But if it's factual, it's factual. And I'll take that information, calculate it in my brain, and become a better person because of it. But if you tell me lies, ain't nothing not going to change. I'm not changing for lies. I'm not growing from lies. I expose them. I don't retain them. All right. You guys are wonderful. We had 3 new members. Our chat revenue, it says 22. Thank you guys. 22.98. I appreciate you. 118.19 you guys in here. I'm going to keep doing it. I hope you guys like the way it look. I just built this right here. All this stuff in here. I'm going to continue doing it for y'all. Podcast coming up. It is not started yet. I'm trying to get a name for it. I'm working on it. Maybe y'all can help me. I love technology. This is one thing I always tell about people. We are all individually brilliant, and I'm not gassing you or gaslighting you. Every last one of us are brilliant. This has been my journey for years, but it really started honing in when I started doing TikTok, Black Brilliance on the B-side. I realized each and every one of us has some brilliance inside of us. We just haven't seen it often because we grow up and parents don't hug some of us, and other parents don't tell you how good you are at something because they want you to go this direction when you want to go that direction. We don't see our worth because we don't make the money that we think we deserve, or, our bosses never give us a pat on the back for things that we do. And therefore, we get caught up in what others think of us and never see our full potential. And I'm here to tell you that no matter what, you are brilliant. Wake up every day and tell yourself, nobody else needs to tell you. Tell yourself, I am brilliant. I am brilliantly made. I am everything I was created to be. And when you talk that stuff into you and you say it loud, don't just say it to yourself. There's something about projecting it into the world that makes it come true. You hearing it even from yourself that changes you. It's something about it. Profess it, manifest it, and things start to happen. A lot of us don't know what we're brilliant at. And I'll tell you what I've learned over my 53 years. Often, many of us live in the same communities and never get out. And we wonder why we haven't gotten to another level or whatever it may be. It's because we haven't gotten out of that community to witness other things that will change us into a new person. Every time you try something new, you're no longer the same person you were before you learned how to do that new thing. So you become anew every time. Your job is to become anew every day. Whatever it is that you like or passionate about, it ain't about making money up front. It's about finding that joy in you that lets you know you're a brilliant person. If you like jumping out of planes but never did it, try it. Once you jump out and you land, you're no longer the same woman or man you were before. You're anew. You are a person who doesn't have that fear or that limitation no more. If you want to go fly a plane or learn how to fly a real plane or whatever it may be, you change. And guess what happens with those changes? Opportunities arise. Your life starts to shift in a different way. Opportunities that you didn't have before, now you have. Why? Because you met new people. You learn new things. Your knowledge starts to shift. And then people start to see you in a different light. And those people start giving you opportunities that weren't ever in your purview. You didn't know that if you took this class to learn how to fly a plane, that 3 years later, you'd be on a commercial plane making $100,000, $200,000 a year. Because you did not know your own brilliance. You didn't step into it because you told yourself no more than you said yes. Not everything is meant for you to become a pro in it. What is meant is to unlock something in you so you can become closer to the best you can possibly be. All your God or Creator created you to be is in you. Every time you're passionate about something, oh, I would love to learn how to do computer programming. There's something in you that your creator put in you to explore that, to unlock something in you that's going to take you to another level in your life. Quit thinking too deep. Just enjoy the passion. And your passion will lead you to your purpose. Your purpose will, as soon as you create a service to your purpose, it'll take you to another place, to where all God created you to be. The money that you want to come into your life will start to come into your life because you began to do what you love. And what you love becomes a service. And that service, with a smile and happiness and joy, becomes something that somebody else wants in their life. Not only do they want their service, they want that spirit you have when you complete that service, because you found your purpose, your joy, your gift to share with the world. And that's how you change the world. And that's how you become all your God, your power created you to be. Now get out there and do something that you love to do. If you ain't already doing it, if you are, bless you. If you aren't, have fun with it. Do something you never done. Don't think about the money. Think about the joy, because it's about to unlock something in you that you've always wanted to be. And if that's just to be happy, if that's just to have a new girlfriend, or that's to have a puppy, or to be able to learn how to skate for the first time, or get over a certain fear, then so be it. Your purpose is not the same as mine. I always tell people this. I'm brilliant at being me. You'll never be as brilliant as me at being me. Just like I'll never be as brilliant as you are at being you, nor will I ever try. I want to celebrate your brilliance, not put some shade on it, not to put it out. I want to help light the fuse. Because whatever's in store for you was never meant for me. And I don't compete for stuff that doesn't belong to me. You feel me? All right. Let me go ahead and get up out of here. Much love to y'all. I know this thing kind of like delayed. I don't know how this works. If I close it down, would it stop, or would you see the rest of it? I don't know. So I'm going to sit here for a second and read, and then I'll be out of here. Keep on speaking these truths. I wish every child could have teachers like you. Thank you, Melissa. Makes sense to me. I would love to meet you in your community. Thank you, Angela. My doctor, Mabuse. Oh, Mr. Doctor, duh. Keep on trucking. Thank you. Great live, brother. Thank you. It's a glib talk. Thank you very much. All right, I'm about to get up out of here. Much love to y'all. I'm going to make another video later thanking everybody, because I know everybody wasn't here. I thank you guys. I'm very appreciative of the 10,000. I'm going to keep busting my ass for you, and hopefully it'll continue to grow. But I'm happy where I'm at, blessed where I'm at, and look forward to every day getting better and better. And look forward to hearing from you guys, too, and what you decided to do to become anew. I don't care what it is. Do it. Cook something you never cooked before. Once you do it, you're no longer the same person. You got something else in your arsenal that you didn't have before. All right? Y'all take it easy. Be safe. Take care. Much love. As always, straight facts, no chaser. I ain't going to do the fuck your feelings part. I'll do it later. Y'all take it easy and be safe.